so. No, I don't think so.
Geeks and a phone.
I don't think so. I don't think. Hey, yo, put me in the belly of the beast, and I'll be his indigestion.
Welcome back, Geeks and a Phone podcast.
Yes, sir.
How's it going?
It's going pretty good.
It's going really good. I'm DJ, along with Zach here today. We're kind of a short crew.
Yes.
Missing both Andy and Travis. Miss you guys. Hopefully we'll have you back on next week.
Hopefully, yes.
Real soon. How's it going, man? How was your week?
Good. It was all right. It was okay. It was a birthday weekend, so I'm kind of recovering today.
Absolutely.
So,
Happy belated birthday.
Thanks, man. We had a good time last night. Several of us went out. Andy went out. He's feeling like crap today too. So
Yes.
we had a good time last night. We were out until I didn't get home till like almost 4:30. I don't ever do that. So but just not a lot of like movie stuff this week, like filmmaking. It's just been like work and that stuff. It'll start back up again next week with the improv group.
Yeah.
So
definitely, I've heard good things, and I heard about Saturday. I'm gonna actually be out of town. That day.
Yep.
So I won't be able to join, but it was good. But I'm looking forward to the footage that I really want to see. How that turns out. Because you're gonna be filming that, right?
Yes, Travis and I are both gonna be filming it, and
awesome.
They have a YouTube channel now. Travis made it. So they're going to upload, like, the shows to there.
Oh, nice.
Like, the practices and all that stuff.
Well, let's give them a little free publicity here.
Yeah, it'll be this Saturday the 12th. It'll be at the Pizza Works in Peoria Heights. It's the Thrift Store Pickles. They're the improv comedy group that Travis and I film their practices and their shows. They'll be there on the 12th, and admission's $5 at the door, and get pizza, beer, all that stuff's there, and watch some improv comedy. So you've actually been involved with this for a short time now, from what I understand. Yes. Yep.
And what do you think? I mean, you film these things.
I think they're good. Like back early last year when I started watching them, they were okay. Like they tried, but I think just over time they've gotten better just with the practice and doing shows and all that stuff.
Like gelling like a cohesive unit.
Yes, exactly.
That's great.
Yeah, they've gotten a lot better over time. So, but yeah.
Well, what's their name? Do they have a group name?
Yeah, Thrift Store Pickles.
Thrift Store Pickles.
Yeah.
That's fucking great. I love that. Thrift Store Pickles. If you get anything out of this fucking show tonight, get Thrift Store fucking Pickles. Minus the fucking, sorry guys. Thrift Store Pickles. No, I had a good week too, man. I mean, it's just, a lot of work, and it is what it is, but happy to be here tonight, and Let's go ahead and just jump right into it. I know that you have got a shit ton of movie news tonight.
There's a lot, yes.
There's so much to go over. I pulled up a couple things, but you have kind of a list. So I'm going to let you start, and we'll go from there.
Actually, you can start if you don't mind. My Chromebook locked up.
Yeah, well, that makes two of us.
Oh, yours did too?
Yep.
All right. God. Technical difficulties.
It's all right. It happens. This is why, when you're out there listening, you need to tell a friend about Geeks and a Phone, and then tell two more friends, and have their friends tell their friends, and
yes,
let us blow up. We're not asking for much. We just want enough to do this all the time for you, the faithful listener.
Yes.
So
absolutely
support us, and then really support us. We're not asking for food stamps.
No, we're just support. Just because this is all independent stuff, just like podcasting and our filmmaking. It's all independent. It's not. We don't make any money off of it.
We're truly and righteously American.
Yes. Okay. I'm back with my laptop. I'll start it off with. Since it's a Sunday, we've never recorded on a Sunday before.
No.
I'll talk about the box office real quick, the weekend numbers. Zootopia is number 1 this weekend, which actually looks really, really funny, I think. The new Disney animated movie.
It does, as a matter of fact.
It made a lot of money. It made almost $75 million.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to go seeing it. I mean, it'd be fun.
I wish I would have seen that this weekend instead of fucking Gods of Egypt.
yeah.
Fuck. I'll get into that later.
Yeah. We'll talk about that pile of shit. I'm not even saying that because I saw it, because I didn't. I refuse.
No, it was garbage.
Anyway, we'll jump back to that in a minute. Zootopia, yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm actually waiting for The Secret Life of Pets.
Yeah.
That one looks pretty damn funny, too.
Yeah.
No, you don't think so? Yeah. No, I think it's going to be great.
It might be. It could be. It is. I didn't mean to do that.
Harry, making an early appearance on the podcast tonight.
Yeah, Zootopia is sitting at a 98% fresh rating.
Woo.
That's like better than some Oscar films,
right?
But it's only been a week, so it could drop a little bit. But yeah, that made almost $75 million. London Has Fallen came out this weekend. The new Gerard Butler flick, pretty much a sequel to Olympus Has Fallen, which I liked that movie. I thought it was pretty good.
I did too. I thought it was underrated.
That made $21 million, and then third was Deadpool.
Still hanging tough.
Made $16 million this weekend.
Right.
$311 million domestic total so far. Worldwide total of almost $700 million, $675 million.
700 million Deadpool fans.
Yes.
You can officially let it go.
Which is, it's got to officially be like one of the most profitable superhero films ever.
Oh
now.
God, yeah.
So,
they spent dick on the movie.
like not even $60 million they spent.
Right.
So,
I mean, like compare that to a budget of like the last Avengers movie.
Right.
Or, some of the upcoming ones that we talked about on previous podcasts where they're like I think it was Andy brought up that for the one that they're going to have like all the fucking characters in, that over 2 movies it's going to be like $1 billion budget or some shit.
Yeah, Infinity Wars, the Avengers, yeah.
A fucking $1 billion for
budget.
two movies. And that's now. That's now.
Insane.
Imagine what it's actually going to be once it hits 2020 or whatever it is.
Right.
Jesus, fuck, man.
Yeah.
Like,
it's absurd, like the budgets on films nowadays.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love and appreciate how it comes out. It's awesome. It's cool as fuck. But $1 billion? Does it really have to take that much money to make cool shit?
Exactly.
Come on, man.
It's absurd.
We're doing this for free and we're cool as fuck.
Right. Exactly. Fourth was Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, the new comedy with Tina Fey. Fifth was Guns of Egypt. Made whopping $5 million this weekend. So
that looked like it had $1 billion budget.
Oh man, it's tanking. I think it cost almost $150 million to make.
It's actually reminding me of heading down the path that Hercules did.
Yes, and oh jeez.
Oh my god.
We have Borat playing while we're doing this podcast, and it's in one of the most horribly inappropriate scenes of the movie with Borat's naked with Azamat.
Oh, there goes the lamp on the head. They're in a crazy street brawl right now, and there's all kinds of things flapping around. Oh my god, this is the whoa. I can only imagine what any stupid parents took their kids to see this movie.
God, can you imagine? So disgusting.
I mean, I just can't imagine that went over well. That's all I'm going to say about it. I cannot imagine that went over well.
Not at all.
This is, oh my god! I haven't seen this part of the movie in a long time.
I'm gonna shut that off.
Thank you.
Very distracting.
It's very disturbing.
Yeah. Anyways, but Gods of Egypt, it costs almost $150 to make million, and it's only, I think, done domestically. It's only done $20 million in 2 weekends, so it's gonna lose a ton of money. Yeah. So. And yeah, that's pretty much box office news. Next weekend, Got 10 Cloverfield Lane next weekend.
Oh, I know you're excited.
I'm very excited. Speaking of Sacha Baron Cohen, The Brothers Grimsby comes out next weekend.
That I can't wait for. Oh my god. Especially based on the fucking news that I got about Donald Trump with this shit.
Oh, I don't know if I heard about that.
Oh, well, we'll talk
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in a minute.
Okay. All right. Jumping into some news. Do you have some stuff you wanted to talk about?
Well, since we got a break of the action, let me go ahead and just say it because it is movie news.
Sure.
Sony Pictures is putting some heavy pressure on Sacha Baron Cohen over this movie. They're trying to get him to take out a scene in which he is dressed up and portrays Donald Trump, and Donald Trump accidentally contracts AIDS.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I find it fucking hilarious, okay? And apparently so has everybody else. Like, he apparently screened this overseas and in, like, the UK and Ireland and I think Scotland.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Apparently, like, people were weeping with laughter during parts
Really?
of this
I
movie.
can imagine it being hilarious.
And that one, and that scene in particular going over huge.
Really?
There was tweets of reactions from, like, Kim and Kanye.
Really?
They got to watch it, and they were just they were falling over fucking laughing. So
Really?
I can imagine that this is going to be great, but the thing is that Sony is nervous as fuck.
Yeah.
Because they're worried about pissing off Donald Trump. They think that he's going to be president, and they don't want to A, get sued by him, and B, they're cautious after the infamous Sony hack.
Yeah.
And they don't want to piss off the potential president and have this guy in office decide he's going to go fucking nuts on Sony for, they made fun of me and said I got AIDS. I can see that shit happening. But the problem that Sony's having here is that they don't have the right to say whether or not this scene is in the movie, and I fucking love that shit because Sacha Baron Cohen got a fucking producer gig along with an actor, the actor-producer thing, but he has final say over the movie.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, so he can be as outrageous as he wants, and I'm sure that this one's probably going to top fucking Borat, and then definitely Bruno. I mean, I think it's going to be way more offensive than anything that he's ever put out, and I can't wait.
Speaking of Sacha Baron Cohen, that's a good segue. I found this article today of there was a deleted scene in Borat where it was a Borat gets involved in a porno shoot. Yeah, so yeah,
of course he does.
It says those who are familiar with the movie Borat knows it already contains plenty of outrageous moments, but according to Sacha Baron Cohen, one of the most outrageous moments was left on the cutting room floor. The actor stopped by Conan recently to plug his upcoming comedy, The Brothers Grimsby, but also took the time to describe a deleted Borat scene which involves a porno set, fake pubic hair, and a giant leather prophylactic. And this is it's a video of him talking about it on Conan, so if you want to check it out, just YouTube it. So yeah, that was apparently the lead scene. I didn't even know that existed, but
I didn't know Conan still existed. I forget that he moved to TBS because the only time I ever watch TBS anymore is when the baseball playoffs are on.
Right.
I mean, and it's sufferable.
Oh, it's terrible.
I know how much you hate that fucking.
Don't get me started on that crap.
But yeah, I don't watch TBS anymore. But Jesus fuck, like I remember the first year he was going, every commercial was Conan. It was awful.
Yeah.
But now you only watch it 4, 5, 6 times a year. So I never see fucking Conan.
Yep.
And the rare time I have to catch an NBA game on TNT, which is never because I live in the Chicagoland area, so I get Chicago TV. So I don't ever have to watch anything on TNT.
Right.
Thank God Conan O'Brien is out of my life.
Yeah, he's been there for a while now, I think. Yes.
It's been
5 years or something like that.
5 years or so.
Jumping into more movie news. This was part of the Sony hack, actually, that we found out about, and they was revealed. Everybody thought it was a joke, but I actually said it could happen, and it's apparently coming together for real. It's that 21 Jump Street Men in Black crossover.
Oh my God, really?
That it's coming together for real.
It really is a thing.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yep, so it doesn't say when.
Well, they better do it soon. Tommy Lee Jones is 97 years old.
Right.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so Chris Miller and Phil Lord, who did 21 Jump Street films, will be producing. And James Bobin is in talks to come on board and direct the franchise combo. Sony targets a June start date for the flick to go into production. So that movie's actually happen. We may end up seeing, unless something crazy happens, a 21 Jump Street Men in Black crossover. And like he can do this, but he couldn't do fucking Independence Day.
I'm still pissed about
I
that.
am too, and like the way they killed his character is cheap.
Well, in fairness though, he was pissed about that.
Yeah, he was too.
And it's a stupid, petty ass move. They should take it out, or if they make another one, just ignore it.
Yeah,
I mean, as sickening as that is for some movie fans to have to forget something that happened. I mean, we have sat through how many new Terminator movies since the second one? It's fucked everything up.
Oh my God.
But yeah, it's that. Oh man, that last one. This podcast wasn't around when the last Terminator came out.
I think
holy shit!
We just started like a couple months after it got released, and man, we could fill a podcast.
I'm still pissed about that movie.
Oh, it's so fucking horrible. Like when I went and seen it, it was like going to the doctor.
It was
like,
so
I knew
insulting.
It's like you have to do it. You know it's gonna suck. Deal with it. Like man, fuck. It's not hard. It's not hard to do a good Terminator movie.
Apparently it is. They've tried 3 fucking times.
God. Freaking 3 Salvation and then Genesis. God.
Salvation's better than Genesis.
I probably would agree. And I hated Salvation.
I know you do.
I've only watched the movie once and I refuse to watch it again. I need to watch it again, give it another chance.
I like it. I like it more than 3, and I like it more than Genesis. My God.
I could see that.
Stupid fucking movie. Anyway, let's continue.
Moving on. Sony is insisting on doing. I don't know if anybody heard, but Venom's getting his own movie. Did you hear about that?
I did.
Yes, which is awesome. If you don't fuck it up, like you fucked him up in Spider-Man 3. Andy got heated about that last night.
Did he?
He was drunk at the bar, and like some girl was like, "I like Spider-Man 3," and then he's like, "No!" He's like, Venom sucked, Topher Grace, and all this stuff. He was flipping out. I was like, "You gotta calm down, man." Like,
I mean, it was pretty bad though.
Yes, but apparently they're talking about like Spider-Man's not gonna be in it. It's gonna be solo film. Like he's not gonna be a part of it. He's gonna be unrelated to Spider-Man. So
interesting. That's
going to be interesting on how they do that. So,
is it like confirmed in the works? Is it already started?
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't. It's confirmed, but it doesn't say like any kind of start date or anything.
Okay.
So,
in the future,
a lot of people are like worried about it. So
there was a little blurb that I passed. I didn't even want to open the. I didn't even want to open the article because it doesn't matter. It's not relevant. But it says that the one of the editors for Return of the Jedi was on LSD through most of the editing of the movie.
Holy shit!
I know.
How did he edit it then? That's talent.
It was something.
Oh my God! Wow, that's crazy.
Oh, did you hear about Joseph Gordon-Levitt dropping out of the Sandman movie?
I heard that somebody else got brought along for it, but I didn't know he dropped out. I heard he was reading it.
He was signed on to direct, produce, and star.
Yep.
He's dropped out altogether.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's crazy.
If I could load the article, I could tell you why, but I can't, so...
You know what? Let me X out this one real quick. Refresh this page. I can't believe we didn't start out movie news with this Ghostbusters trailer.
Oh my God, do we have to?
We need to talk about it.
Oh God damn it, I was so fucking irritated watching this.
I watched it like 3 times, like trying to like it, and I was like, I can't get on. I'm gonna go see it. We're all gonna see it, but like it's gonna be hard to get on board with. It just feels like it's a reboot. But it just feels like the original film with girls. Like, you know, like they threw in Slimer in the trailer, and like, you know, I don't Stay Puft's
But
probably not going to be in it.
But it really doesn't even make it sound like a reboot. The trailer makes it sound like it's a sequel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I mean that's pretty much what I get.
It's like
out of
they
it.
took over for those guys.
Yeah, because I believe at the beginning of it, it says like,
30 years ago.
Yeah, 30 years ago. So I mean, it is
not a reboot. It's a
It's a sequel.
Yeah,
and it's gonna be a real bad sequel.
Yeah, I hope it's good, but I'm not holding my breath.
Do you think Egon gets a nod other than that first little mention from the trailer?
He fucking better. That'll be insulting if he doesn't. God,
I'm gonna be really pissed off if Venkman shows up in this movie. Punch Bill Murray in his head.
I hate Bill Murray. I do not like Bill Murray. And people get like
he had like 2 good roles ever, and Ghostbusters wasn't one of them.
Because you don't like him either, do you?
Fuck no.
Thank God. Thank you. Like, everybody fucking loves Bill Murray.
He was really funny.
He's a dick.
He was really funny in Caddyshack.
Yes.
Okay. I thought that movie was funny.
I like Stripes too. Stripes is good.
Okay, so I'll give him 3 movies: Stripes, Caddyshack, and I thought he was excellent in Kingpin. I love that movie.
Oh, okay, yeah. Everybody likes Lost in Translation. I didn't like
Fuck
that
Lost
movie.
in Translation.
Another one here. I actually got really mad about this news because like Bloody Disgusting, which is a really reliable like horror movie site, had shared an article like a couple months back. It said that Tyler Perry was going to be directing the next Halloween film, and I was like, I started having like a panic attack. I was like, oh my god, and then I clicked on it, and they're like, we're just like fucking with you. It's they're doing a Medea Halloween. I was like, okay, that's gonna suck, obviously, but like it just said to direct Halloween film. I was like, they are like that. I think no, that was Hellraiser. No, the Halloween rights are still out there. Dimension lost their rights to Halloween,
so anybody could just pick it up.
I think New Line's gonna pick it up, but
I think we should pick it up.
Oh god, man!
Still make it better than
what I would give to pick up that franchise. I'd reboot the fuck out of that franchise. But yeah, Boo and Medea Halloween's happening. If anybody wants to go see another Tyler Perry Medea film, that's happening.
Who are these people?
In Tyler Perry's Boo and Medea Halloween, Medea winds up in the middle of mayhem when she spends a hilarious haunted Halloween fending off killers, paranormal poltergeists, ghosts, ghouls, and zombies while keeping a watchful eye on a group of misbehaving teens. God, that sounds so bad. I'll probably watch it, though.
Oh, my God.
Oh my god.
I'm not sitting through that.
It could probably be like a really insane like movie, but I'll wait on it.
I'm not a fan of the Medea movies.
No, I hate them. I never I shouldn't say I hate them because I've never watched one. I refuse to watch them. It's like Twilight. I refuse to watch Twilight.
I mean that gimmick's already been done like 2 or 3 times. And
yeah.
By the time Tyler Perry was doing it in front of a national audience, it was like, okay, well, we already saw the funny people, doing those gimmicks. Now, who are you again? And and I don't mean to disparage the guy. I'm sure he's great. And he does have a huge following, and I'm sure that he's considered a great filmmaker by some people.
Yeah.
But goddamn, those movies are bad.
Yeah. I mean, they just look horrible.
I've watched a couple of parts of some of them.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Not a fan. I did like Norbit though. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, Norbit.
It's so bad it's good. I mean, it's not like some kind of classic. I mean, and it was a huge just rip off of what had come out beforehand. But who cares? It was funny.
Let's see here. You got other articles? Or
no, I don't have any other major movie news. Just there was a lot of minor stuff. There was like a cool picture of a Batman versus Superman. Like Superman kind of having a different type of battle. I don't know. It's whatever.
Okay.
Nothing that really sparks major interest. But I guess they did begin to... There's one thing, and you may actually have this one too. The Bad Boys franchise has begun to move forward with its 3rd installment.
Really?
Bad Boys 3.
I didn't hear about that.
Yep. It's.
I knew it was happening.
I mean, you figured it had to be.
Yeah,
forever.
I mean, this movie's made a ton of money, so.
Bad Boys 2 is like that one movie that will indifferently pop up on the movie channels and play for like 6 or 7 days straight every fucking day.
Yep.
And you'll find yourself watching it at some point. You don't know why. You're just like, all right, damn it. I'm going to sit here and just, there's nothing on. I'm just going to watch fucking Bad Boys 2.
Yep. It's one of those movies you can just like pick up and watch like anywhere. Like Dumb and Dumber and like those movies that are on TV. Just it's on. Pick it up and watch it wherever.
You know what I haven't seen on TV in a long time that is like my favorite movie of all time is Tommy Boy. My favorite comedy of all time.
It's up there for me, yeah.
And I never see it on TV anymore.
I've seen it a couple times like within the last few months. It's always on like Comedy Central or TBS or something. But yeah, it's a classic.
So more Bad Boys. How do you feel about that? I mean, I actually liked the movies.
I did, yeah.
I thought they were cool.
Bad Boys 2 was so ridiculous.
It was
awesome.
Really, it really was over the top. But
yeah, it's like one of the better action movies ever. Really, like it's up there. Let's see.
Will Smith is just his range is pretty amazing because there's some stuff that's like, why the fuck did he make this?
Yeah.
And then other ones, it's like holy
After
shit.
Earth.
Yeah. But then other ones, he kills it.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Oh, it's so weird that, I mean, usually if you're a good actor, you can make any pile of shit good. But he's not that guy. It's like, if he's got good cast, good character, good movie, he's good. Yep. He's awesome. But he's not saving a shit movie because he's Will Smith.
Right.
That is not happening. Just as an amendment to the Bad Boys 3, the release date is, it was actually bumped from February 17 of 2017 up to June 3rd. So it'll be June 3rd next year.
Of 2017? Okay.
Yep.
They did release details of the R-rated cut of Batman vs. Superman on DVD.
Really?
Of why it's rated R. Ben Affleck on the R-rated cut. I'm a parent of young kids, and I feel like I wouldn't want to have a Batman vs. Superman and that I couldn't show to my younger kids. But on the same token, as an adult, I'd like to see movies that are R-rated. I think nowadays, because we have so many means of distribution and ways that we can do different things, it's a creative solution to a creative challenge. You can have multiple versions, and I can show my son and my daughters this movie and feel confident the stuff isn't too crazy. And then grown-ups can see the larger version, which is like the Red Band trailer. They can see the more adult version of that movie. It doesn't really say like why it's rated R. I guess they're just kind of producer Charles Robin regarding the violence of the R-rated cut. There's not a lot of blood in our movies. The ratings board also judges their PG-13 and R ratings by what they consider to be a level of intensity and how much that intensity goes throughout the entire movie. There are some pretty intense scenes in Batman vs. Superman, and if they went on longer and had that same level of intensity, that might cause the ratings board to shift their rating. So it's just probably going to be like violence.
Longer fight scenes.
Yep, that are intense. So, so...
I do know that Suicide Squad is not getting an R rating.
No. I don't think so.
They actually did come out with a story this week about it that it was... they said there was no reason for it. There's no reason to have an R rating. It's fine with the PG-13. It's the direction they're going. So
Gotcha. I think I actually got Suicide Squad news. Apparently, I didn't know about this, but apparently Frank Miller talks that Darren Aronofsky was going to do a Batman movie, which would have been interesting having him do that Batman movie.
It would have been different.
Yeah,
damn sure.
Yeah, he's a pretty good director. Let's see. Yeah, it says he shared some shared some news about it in a recent interview with THR, The Hollywood Report. This was the first time I worked on a Batman project with somebody whose vision of Batman was darker than mine. My Batman was too nice for him, which Frank Miller's made some dark Batman stuff with graphic novels and stuff, so that could have been a really dark Batman if it was darker than his.
Right.
We would argue about it, and I'd say Batman wouldn't do that. He wouldn't torture anybody, and so on. We hashed out a screenplay, and we were wonderfully compensated, but then Warner Brothers read it and said, we don't want to make this movie. The executive wanted to do a Batman he could take his kids to, and this wasn't that. It didn't have the toys, and then the Batmobile was just a tricked-out car, and Batman turned his back on his fortune to live a street life so he could know what people were going through. Built his own Batcave in an abandoned part of the subway, and he created Batman out of whole cloth to fight crime and a corrupt police force. Man, I kind of would watch. That sounds interesting.
It sounds, a little morbid and more like definitely a lot rawer than any Batman, because usually, you're used to rich man Bruce Wayne and this and that, and this guy's like a bum.
Right.
I actually got this whole article to load for Bad Boys. There's something that I didn't know about this. There's actually 2 of these movies already scheduled.
Really?
Bad Boys 3 is coming out on, June and then of next year. But Bad Boys 4 is following 2 years later, July 3rd, 2019.
Okay.
Although they are saying that they're not sure how Will Smith's newfound commitments to Suicide Squad 2 will affect Bad Boys 4.
Huh.
So, I don't know. But Bad Boys next year, holy shit. Just 3 of the movies it's going to have to go up against around the same time. Wonder Woman, Spider-Man, and Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Fuck. They better change the release date of
Yes.
that. It's going to get destroyed.
It is, and it's probably going to be a cool movie. And something that you'll be excited about, there is a report that Michael Bay might be stepping down as director.
Oh!
And
God, we can only hope.
A-Team director Joe Carnahan stepping in to replace him.
I think I pretty much would be okay with anybody stepping into the role. But Joe Carnahan's an okay choice. He's okay. He's not bad.
I thought the A-Team was okay.
I liked that movie.
It was okay.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad. It was okay.
I had a lot lot of fondness for the TV show. So at times I was like, but you know what? It did okay. It was fine.
Yeah, like a lot of people hated it, but I thought it was okay.
Turned Rampage Jackson into a maniac.
Yeah, no kidding.
Driving his fucking truck with a picture of himself on it through the streets of Las Vegas, crashing into people. Oh my god. I remember when that shit came out. That was fabulous. I was like, man, I'm glad nobody got seriously hurt or killed. Rampage is he's some kind of fucked up sometimes.
I got a couple more articles here and we'll move on. More Batman stuff. Apparently Christian Bale doesn't believe that he quite nailed it as Batman. He said that while
really, why would you say?
Well, I'll tell you what he said. While talking to Yahoo Movies, Bale surprisingly revealed that he wasn't quite as fond of his performance as we were. He said, quote, I didn't quite manage what I'd hoped I would throughout the trilogy. Chris did, but my own sense of self is like, I didn't quite nail it.
He's a pretty arrogant guy, so I believe that he believes that shit when he says it. I mean, in some ways, he's right, because he wasn't really that great of a Bruce Wayne. And the whole I mean, he wasn't the worst by any means.
No.
I don't want to take it down that path, but I don't know. He played the smug part good,
yeah,
but he didn't have the genuineness down all the way.
Yeah.
I think that maybe that's what he's talking about, because I mean, come on, those movies were pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I thought overall he did. He's probably my second favorite behind Michael Keaton as my favorite Batman.
You love some Michael Keaton Batman, don't you?
I do. He's the one I grew up on. So,
yeah.
But no, I thought Bale was good all around. I mean, I don't know. Like I thought he was a pretty decent Bruce Wayne. And just an overall good Batman. It's just the fucking voice, like we've talked about a million times.
Yeah.
So it's just ridiculous. But then he said, while it's not clear as to exactly what Christian Bale was hoping to bring to the role that he wasn't able to, he did say that his plans were thrown off when Heath Ledger turned up as the Joker. He said, Heath turned up and just kind of completely ruined all my plans because he's so much more in what I'm doing. Yeah. He's very right about that.
People still crave for Heath Ledger. I mean, obviously, they're not going to get it, but, he left on top. That's the way to go.
He did leave on top. I mean, big time.
He had some turds in his day, but,
like A Knight's Tale, fucking...
I like that movie. I like that movie. I'm not going to lie.
What else was he in? 10 Things I Hate About You, I think.
Brokeback Mountain.
That's a good movie, I think.
It's so boring. I don't care about the gay aspect. We've talked about that before. It's no big deal.
No, right.
It's boring as shit. I sat through that movie like I've sat through the whole movie twice, and I've fallen asleep like 4 times.
Really?
Yes. I had to restart. I'm like, oh god, like it's just so slow. It drags. It's boring. Oh, I could care less.
I haven't watched it in years, but
I remember people made such a big fucking deal about
they
it.
did.
Like, oh my god, there's gay sex in it. Like,
because like that was back when it was like a problem, you know, like in movies. So
obviously, Borat did not abide by any of those rules. Uncovered balls on television.
I think it was more of an issue, like because it was like it had, you know, gay guys in it, and it was like A-list, you know, it was like Jake Gyllenhaal and Heath Ledger.
A-list gay guys who are also cowboys.
Yeah,
they pissed off the entire American South.
They did, man. And like their scenes were like they're actually like kissing, like which that's gotta be really hard to do. Like that's incredible acting. Like if you really look at it, like that's pretty damn good. Because I mean, so
maybe it wasn't an act. No, it definitely doesn't. But I mean, I'm sure that they just looked at it like, you know, it's no more than, you know, having a wife and having to kiss a woman on screen.
Right.
I mean, you know, that's got to feel weird. I mean, how, you know, it's like you have to make it look real and authentic, but, you know, holy shit. I mean, that's got to be a mind fuck because it's like when
you're
you
not
think
a lesbian, you know,
well, yeah, but I mean, even for the guy, like think about like he's got a wife. What if he's got kids and they see their dad on the fucking movie making out with some other chick that's not their mom?
Right.
I mean, that takes a lot to do that too. I don't think that you know that the guys get enough credit for that either. I mean, the women too, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, but it's crazy to think that both sides have it pretty hard and nobody really respects that anymore. It's kind of sad.
Yeah, definitely. I have 2 more articles here and we'll move on for movie news. Disney has come out and said that there are no plans to make R-rated Marvel movies at Disney.
Of course not. We don't like money. We're Disney.
Quote, Disney chairman Bob Iger during an investor call when the success of Deadpool was raised. On the call, he said, quote, we don't have any plans to make R-rated Marvel. Basically all he said. And everybody said you should have seen that coming. So, because, I mean, it's Disney. It's a huge, Disney Marvel now is a huge kid following, you know. I mean, we're talking like 3 and 4 year olds. So that's
theme
why,
parks, everything. I mean,
they can't. They just, I mean, probably a lot of them want to, but like a good majority, they have to keep it kid friendly. No more than a PG-13. So
yeah, for now they're going to have to. They're not going to have a choice because, you know, it's not one guy. You know, they're investors. They have stockholders they have to answer to.
Yep.
When you're under the Disney brand, it's what you get. I mean, hell, look at ESPN.
Right.
I don't even want to talk about ESPN because I hate that fucking channel.
I do too.
You know, we're both huge sports fanatics. We watch all kinds of fucking sports, but ESPN can suck it.
Let's see here. Speaking of, we were talking about Suicide Squad.
Can we try that again?
Suicide Squad. Warner Brothers is already ramping up plans for a sequel. It says here.
Yeah, I guess I kind of let the cat out of the bag with that one earlier. Sorry about that.
No, it's fine. Yeah, Will Smith and David Ayer yesterday agreed to team up to make the Max Landis script Bright, but lost in the news of that development was the uncertain timeline when it would go into production because of Suicide Squad 2 looming over everything. The goal is to get Bright in front of cameras before the end of the year because Warner Brothers has already earmarked 2017 for a Suicide Squad sequel shoot, provided audience respond to it in August, of course. So there's already plans of a sequel in the future, so which I could see. I think it's going to make a good chunk of change. So
the only thing that stops it, in my opinion, is if there is some kind of major backlash,
right,
to Jared Leto.
Yep.
That's the one thing that is going to make or break this movie.
Yep.
Is how
he does the Joker.
Yeah, how he does the Joker, how he does with audiences, because you know that a large portion of the people that are going to go see this, outside of, the nerd community, because Batman and Suicide Squad, Joker, though, especially Batman or Joker, those are names that everybody knows. They're transcendent, and everybody knows Heath Ledger, and even to another degree, Jack Nicholson.
Yeah,
they're not gonna fucking stand for a shitty Joker.
Yep.
It's not gonna be a thing. And if it's bad, that movie is gonna fucking tank, and they can throw that shit out the window.
Yep.
But if he does good, then hey.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there hasn't really been a shitty Joker since Cesar Romero.
I think it's good.
And he wasn't even shitty. He was good for his time, and he was a campy Joker, and you could see his mustache through his makeup and everything. But I mean, yeah, Joker is he's the ultimate villain. He's that villain everybody knows, and they know what to expect from Joker.
And he's been portrayed so well in animated.
Yep,
in the
everything.
Animated world. Definitely on film, but the animated world is one where, man,
that's where the best Joker is Mark Hamill.
Yeah,
he's the Joker to me.
Yeah,
he is. Oh God, I mean, he could never. I don't think he could ever pull off a Joker on screen. He's just got the amazing voice of the Joker. It's just that's when I hear Mark Hamill do the Joker, that's Joker to me. And if I see it on film, to me it's Heath Ledger. So,
But that's my point. I think
there's so many high expectations.
Yeah.
Heath Ledger just set the bar way too fucking high for the Joker.
He did. I mean, it's one of those it's like Zeppelin, dude. It comes along only once in a lifetime. It's so brilliant. You don't even realize how good it is until later on, and then of course he fucking dies, and it just accentuates the whole performance.
Yep.
That he couldn't even top it, but everyone knows and believes that had there been more, it would have been the biggest fucking thing that we've seen. It might even Marvel may not even be on the run that it's on if things had gone differently. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe DC has already taken that next step, and they already have some of these movies that they now have in the works already out. It could have been a whole different fucking world. And it's amazing to think that one guy could have changed all of that just based on one single performance in a movie. That's a crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Absolutely. And then I think the thing too with Suicide Squad now is everybody's going to expect Heath Ledger. They're going to expect that kind of a Joker. And if they don't get that, then it's going to suck and people are going to hate the movie, which could, like you said, put dampers on the plans for a sequel.
And I mean, they've already come out and said that it's not going to be the same type of Joker. Mm-hmm. They don't want it to be.
This one's more of a
I kind of get the street thug.
That's what I was about to say. Was but that was also Heath Ledger too. He was very street, but he was more just a smart, psychotic criminal.
Yeah,
and this is more of a thug.
Yeah, Heath was he wasn't harebrained. He was humongous ideas.
Yeah.
This guy is fucking Fight Club. You know what I'm saying? It's boom. It's taken over the fucking world. And this Joker, I think, is going to be more centered on, I'm taking over this fucking neighborhood. I'm taking over this city.
Yep.
I'm going to be the man right here and
Yep.
stake out my little happy time in wherever the fuck they're going to be at. I don't know if it's going to be... Is it going to be Gotham or... I mean, you would assume so, but who fucking knows?
Yeah.
They've been real tight-lipped about that fucking movie.
They have. There's not a lot, really, out about it. They had some movie news, though. A lot of good reads this week overall. And I will actually, for once, we'll cover some releases, DVD, Blu-ray releases, because it is a new month. So, let's see. Next, this Tuesday, Travis's favorite movie comes out, Peanuts movie. He went on a rant about that in a podcast a while back about how bad it was. Heart of the Sea comes out on the 8th, and then, oh god, Victor Frankenstein comes out. Ugh.
Right.
I'm going to have to watch that one. Too curious.
You're a sucker for a Mouster movie.
Exactly. Yep.
And in some cases, the worse, the better.
Right. Macbeth comes out. I didn't ever see it, but I heard it was okay. I guess it's a play on the Shakespeare play.
Yeah, I never saw it.
Yeah, it's got Michael Fassbender in it. Howard the Duck is getting a Blu-ray release this Tuesday.
Yes! Oh my goodness, I'm so happy. I will definitely be picking that up.
Man, they came out with another open season movie. Ugh, I didn't even know about that. Wow. Okay, I'll cover this Tuesday and then next Tuesday. And then we can do end of the month stuff next podcast. So next... the 15th, Big Short comes out, an Oscar-nominated film, a really good one. Wow, several of the Oscar-nominated ones come out on the 15th. Big Short, Carol, and Brooklyn.
Get them while they're hot.
Yep. Sisters comes out. Wow, that came out pretty quick. I feel like that was just in theaters. Oh, jeez. Alvin and the Chipmunks Road Chip. That comes out next week.
It's a kid movie.
Yeah. Oh, Love comes out. I still have not finished that film. Did we talk about? Were you on the podcast? We talked about that.
Yeah.
Travis and I talked about it. Yeah, that comes out next week. Game of Thrones season 5 comes out. I think a Blu-ray release of the Manchurian Candidate. And then a Steve Jobs documentary comes out.
Because there isn't enough of those.
Right. I feel like, God, there's too much Steve Jobs right now.
If he was still alive, he'd probably say the same fucking thing. Leave me alone, you bastards!
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's the next 2 weeks in Blu-ray DVD releases. So, that'll take us to shitty movies. I watched 2 this week. Did you watch any?
I watched most of one, but I couldn't finish it. But I really do want to go back and watch the ending of it.
Is it Cube?
No, it wasn't Cube. I still can't do it. I can't fucking do it. It's still sitting on my DVR. I can't do it. No, it was, I believe it came out in 1990. It's called Horror. And it is literally it's a movie, but it's totally, this street walking girl, and it's her daily adventure, and it's weird because it starts after her pimp / boyfriend gets into a fight with her and she runs away.
You were telling me about this earlier this week?
Oh, I don't remember.
I feel like I've heard of it though.
She breaks the fourth wall the whole movie. She's
really
consistently talking to the camera.
Really?
And as she's walking, and she talks about how she got beat up one time, and they don't show anything like real graphic from what I saw. It was almost like a PG-13 movie, but it was so bad. It was like, what? Okay, this is kind of interesting because it's 1990, but why am I watching this? She's running away down the streets from this guy in a fucking Maserati trying to...
You know what? I actually have heard of this because they
Yes.
talked about it on Babylon. It was an exquisite acting thing they did. When they had that movie.
I believe it.
Was there a part at the beginning where this guy pulls up in that car and he's like...
Yeah, it's like a red car.
Yeah, and he's like, he asks her he's the exquisite acting. It's like this. I can't remember what he says. It's really vulgar. I think he says I don't really want to say it. I can't remember what he exactly said. But it was something, he was like,
Yep.
do you, suck something? But he was he said it like that or something. It was but yeah, because when you started talking about it, I was like, I think that sounds familiar.
It couldn't be any more creepy than the guy who asks Reese Witherspoon in Freeway. After she runs away and she robs him.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's like, give me all your money, Mr. Dirty Mouth!
Oh, man. I love that movie so much.
It really
it's
is great.
It's so damn good. And, no one's seen it.
I don't know why. It has 2 humongous fucking stars.
Kiefer Sutherland, he's one of my favorite actors.
Dude, that movie was fucked up.
He is such a good villain.
That's not even a villain. He was a fucking monster.
Psychopath.
Yeah.
Ooh, man.
That was a sick bastard.
Yes. When they remember that one scene where they open up his shed.
Yeah, and they find all the kitty porn and shit.
Yes.
Oh man, that's so fucked up.
Man.
And then isn't Brooke Shields his wife?
Yeah.
Brooke Shields she blows her fucking brains out.
I think we've talked about it on podcasts before. Yeah, we did once.
Yeah.
And if anyone has not seen a movie, check it out. I mean, it's $5 on DVD. So I think it might be on Netflix. It's
constantly in your local Walmart bins.
Yep.
for
all
cheap.
the time. Yep.
Usually paired with the second and third ones, or the second one, I believe. I don't think they made a third one, but
Rule never saw the sequels.
I refuse.
Yeah, I do too. I mean,
refuse.
Yeah.
I'm lying. I did see Freeway 2 one time.
You did?
It's so bad.
Is it?
Yes.
I think you were telling me about it once. That's really bad.
Yeah, but the first one is a fucking amazing movie.
It's really awesome. Like, and no one, like I said, no one knows it exists. It's very cult film. Any other movies besides Horror?
Nothing real bad. It was so busy, and I've been trying to do updates, and I've been trying to work on some music and stuff for future podcasts. I haven't really had a chance to watch any more terrible movies because I just don't have it in me like you do, man. Like, you know, I know that you could bust through 2, 3, or even 4, maybe 5 in a bad week.
Yeah,
bad movies. I'm lucky to get through 1 a week. I can't, man. It's just I don't have the stomach for it. you have like you have a fucking superpower.
It's a curse,
guys. I mean, listen. For those of you listening out here, you need to hear my voice when I say this. Like, you have no idea what this man puts himself through for you, because I mean, it's. Guys like Zach that fucking watch this shitty ass movies, and Travis is just as guilty of it too.
Yeah, like we're close on who. I think I watch more, but Travis does watch a lot of bad stuff too. But he's apparently sworn off bad movies, quote unquote. I don't believe that crap, but he's gonna be back to watching.
I'm pretty sure we debunked that myth.
Well, he just texted me last night, and he was like, "I just watched Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, and it wasn't that great." I was like, "There was a bad movie. I knew that one was gonna be bad." So
I actually do have another one in my queue. I believe it's like Cockney Zombies or something.
Yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah, I think that's on my quew too. I never watched it, but
I'm probably gonna watch that one.
Really,
next week.
you should. Yeah, I like to know how it is. What did I watch this week? I watched Ratter. Was I telling you about that movie?
No. What?
Oh god, this fucking movie was a snooze fest. It's fucking horrible. Like, okay, so this movie it's about this girl who lives in Wisconsin, and she moves to New York City as a student, and she gets her own place in New York. And she, I'm not making this up. This whole movie is all from the perspective of social media. There's not one camera shot in this. Not one actual camera shot.
What?
It's all from her cell phone, like facing her, and her laptop camera. Skype and all that stuff.
Holy shit.
So basically, she gets a stalker who stalks her via Skype, email, phone, everything. So this goes on, the stalking, for like fucking 70 minutes. Oh, nothing happens. It's just her like, I'm so scared to be in my apartment by myself and everything for like 70 minutes. And like her friend's like, if you need someone to come over, I'll come over and all this stuff. And then finally at the end, do you want to know what happens?
Yes, because I'm never watching this.
Spoilers if anybody fucking watches this shit. She's like at her apartment, and she's getting ready to leave the apartment and move somewhere else because it's all the shit's happening. And like she's Skyping with her mom, all of a sudden the power goes out, and the guy who's been stalking her, he'd broken into her apartment several times, like sneaking around while she was sleeping, which that was actually kind of creepy the way they had angled the laptop and stuff. But that was the only plus. I think I gave it like a star or half a star. And like he ends up like grabbing her and duct taping her, and then like he takes like the laptop and shuts it, and that's how the movie ends.
Well,
yeah, it was horrible. Like I was like, why couldn't you have just shown me that?
It sounds like that. How long was this movie? Like what?
It was like an hour and 20 minutes. Yeah, so, like 90 minutes. Yeah.
So it's like an hour and a half of the opening scene of Law and Order SVU.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's so bad. It is so bad.
And then I watched on my birthday on Friday, I went to Ghazi, Egypt. Wow.
Sucker.
I'd heard like it's really bad. Like I think it's sitting at a 13% fresh rating.
Ooh.
Yeah, and there's plenty of reason why.
You a stinky bastard.
It's bad. Like this movie cost like $150 million to make. It's only made, like I said earlier in the podcast, like $20 million.
Well, I remember I texted you, and since I have not seen it, tell me if this, after seeing it, sounds like a fairly accurate statement. Just based on the previews, it looks like they tried to take Avatar and stuff it into a meat grinder and poop it out as Gods of Egypt.
That's pretty accurate, actually.
I mean, not the same story, but just the what I'm talking about is so overdone, over the top.
It is. That's what, and that made it horrible. It's so over the top. Like, I'm not. I would go as far as saying that, like, probably a good 80 to almost 90%, probably a good 80% is all CGI. The rest is practical, but it's
not even a movie.
Yeah,
it's fucking ridiculous.
You're watching, like, it felt like I can't believe it cost $150 million to make. I don't know what's the fucking money at. It's like I was watching a fucking sci-fi movie.
If they're gonna use $150 million to make a CGI movie, can they make a fucking like a really long Family Guy robot chicken mashup
something
for $150 million? Come on,
make a good fucking Alien versus Predator movie or something. But man, this movie sucked. Like, there's like one point, I don't really want to get into it because it's still in theaters and people might actually go see it, so I don't want to do any spoilers or anything.
Right.
But like, God, there's some Gerard Butler. He fall from grace. Like, he should be ashamed of himself for being in this. He's horrible in this movie. Like,
collected a paycheck on this one,
big time. Like, he's not even that old. Like, he's like collecting paychecks now. Gerard Butler. Freaking Jeffrey Rush is in it. I love Jeffrey Rush. Collecting a paycheck hard in this. He's like the grandfather of all the gods, and he lives in fucking space. God damn it. He's up there in space. I was like, this has nothing to do with ancient Egypt.
That sounds like the Mormon story.
It's, oh my God. Like, Travis wants to see it because of, like, over the rant I went on about it. But I was like, I'll go, like, see it again, like, but... Man, I don't know if I can make it through it. Like, I'll have to, but I don't know if I could again, man. But if
this is why they should allow you to drink at the movie
exactly. Theater. Like, if I can get drunk at the theater, then I'll,
They need to make like an adult.
They have theaters like that.
Like an adult theater. I don't mean like that kind of adult theater. Not that one. I mean a theater where you're allowed to drink beer.
Exactly. Yeah, and some of those exist. I know they have some by Chicago, like some of those theaters that serve beer and stuff, and actually meals too.
Yeah, well, let's bring them down a little south.
Exactly. But yeah, I think I gave Gods of Egypt a star. I wrote about it online. I just put, like, I'm still fucking infuriated about this movie. I'll write about it later. That's all I put in my review. So, yeah, but don't go see Gods of Egypt. I knew it was gonna be bad. But I really wish I would have seen Zootopia. Like, I actually want to see that movie. I was like, you know what? I hear Gods of Egypt's really bad, and I just can't help myself. It's like a problem. It's an addiction with bad movies. So I went and seen that instead. I regret it. But on the contrary, though, my parents did get me for my birthday. They got me a $25 Fandango card. So I can go see Zootopia and, like, Batman and all that for free. So... I'll make up for Gods of Egypt, I guess.
It has its perks, apparently.
Yeah, so I'll probably watch, like, it's going to be kind of a light week. I think we just have the improv practice, then the show on Saturday, so we got to find a different day to podcast. And then...
we might.
So I'll probably get some bad movies in next week.
Yeah, we'll probably meet back Sunday night.
Yeah, because it'll probably just be me and you again, because I think Andy can't make it.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. He'll be out of town.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
And I'll be out of town until Sunday afternoon.
So we can probably do it again Sunday night.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that was what I watched. So Radar and Gods of Egypt were the horrible movies of the week.
Just like too much. Too much.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, because I remember they were playing the trailers for that during both Star Wars and Deadpool, and it's like, what is this fucking eyesore coming towards me?
It's visually too much. Like, it's just like, I can't deal with that much CGI. It's just ridiculous.
It is.
And I don't know did you see the Facebook rant that Alex Proya, the director, went on about the movie? About how it's kind of funny, actually.
No, I didn't.
But yeah, he went on this huge rant about, because critics hated it. Like, they destroyed it, which is within reason. And, like, he went on this huge Facebook rant that was, like, a mile long.
He got a little upset?
He did, yeah. It's like, dude, you did fucking Crow, go away. Like, that's all you did was Crow. Well, and he did Dark City.
Yeah.
So, which Dark City is really good. So, but yeah, that was the movies of the week. So, that'll take us into, let's see, First World Problems of the Week, which I'm kind of upset because on the last podcast we just kind of skipped over that, and I had one and I don't remember what it was.
We kind of went back and forth because
it was something like I was like, I have something for the First World Problem of the Week last week, and I don't remember what it was now. I think I escaped this week. I don't really remember having anything. No. Did you? Nothing
that I can remember.
Yeah.
Maybe a third world problem. Not a first world problem.
Yeah, I don't think I had anything. Pretty sure I didn't. So
I think we should officially, not that this is related, but I just thought of it. We should officially have diarrhea known as a third world problem. So from here on out, anytime you had a third world problem, it is diarrhea.
Actually, I kind of had one. I think on Tuesday of this week, the Chiefs were selling tickets. They were selling like their opening day tickets for like 29 cents.
Wow.
Or something. Yeah, and then it was on Monday, the 29th, and they were selling opening day seats for 29 cents a piece, and then single game tickets for $2.29 a piece.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I drove down there. I was like, I really want to at least get an opening day seat for 29 fucking cents.
29 cents? Are you kidding me?
And I went down there, and the line was too long. I was like, I'm not.
They're sold out that day.
So I guess that's not really a first world problem, but to not be able to get my 29-cent baseball tickets.
Yes, it is. Because you didn't want to stand in a long line.
Yeah, exactly. And it wasn't really that bad that day either, like weather-wise. So, so
the only thing that even comes remotely close to a first world problem is I wanted to try the new hot dog from Burger King.
I saw those. Like, what are those? It's like is it a sliced in half hot dog? It's a grilled hot dog, isn't it?
Yeah. They use the broiler, the same thing that they make the hamburgers and chicken on. They just put fucking hot dogs in there. I thought that they would go with like some kind of nice specialty hot dog. No, it's just some plain old shit that you can buy at the grocery store.
Really?
It's really, really overrated.
So it's just like what they make, like hamburgers on the grill, like.
Yeah, well, they don't have a grill. They have a flame broiler.
Okay.
Years and years and years ago, I actually worked at Burger King for a short time.
Yeah.
And it's just it's a flame broiler, and they just put the meat on there and they stick it in, and it goes through the cycle or whatever, and comes out the bump, the side. And they're just doing that with the hot dogs. It's no big fucking deal. And the hot dogs are small. They're little as fuck. And they charge a lot. I was kind of excited. I was like, okay, cool. You couldn't even get a gas station hot dog.
Really?
I mean, it's like maybe a third of the size of the gas station hot dogs that we're used to eating.
Wow.
And it's probably 3 times as expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so stupid.
It was really a disappointment. Big fuck up, Burger King. Big fuck up there.
Yeah, no kidding. And in other places, people can't even eat. We're complaining about the grilled hot dog from Burger King.
Yeah.
And then the quesalupa, like on the other podcast.
Oh my god.
Let's not get on that
I'm
subject.
Still mad about it.
I am too. I still see fucking commercials for it, Twitter stuff, Facebook stuff for the quesalupa. I'm just like, fuck you.
I have coworkers who will go and get one every day, and it still doesn't look anything like the commercial.
It's a fucking flatbread taco. It's all it is. God, that made me so mad.
Fucking
so
Taco
disappointed with that. That'll take us to. We're gonna try a new segment going forward. We had comic book news, but that's not really like a topic that Andy really covers. That I'm not really into comics anymore, like hardcore, like I was when I was younger. But there's not really a lot of like headlining comic book news really anymore that's worth talking about.
So putting everything in film.
Exactly. And so we decided to change this segment to wrestling news because we're all big wrestling fans.
Yeah.
So we can start off with wrestling news, which you can take it, sir.
Alrighty. Couple of sad pieces to report first. Earlier in the week, the death of Eiji Ezaki, better known as Hayabusa. He was 47, I believe. Died of bleeding on the brain.
That's too young.
It is too young. His story was really, really sad. He was a huge star in FMW, which was Frontier Martial Arts Wrestling. It was at the time considered the number 3 promotion in Japan during the late 90s and early 2000s. It would be equivalent, well, more in the late 90s, early to mid and late 90s. It would be the equivalent of ECW in Japan, except that ECW never fucking drew like 45,000 people to an outdoor baseball stadium.
Sure.
I mean, it was a little larger scale than ECW, although they actually did work together. And Hayabusa was one of the biggest stars there. And in 2001, he was doing a movie he's done a million times, a lion salt, like what Chris Jericho does every week on Monday Night Raw. Did a backflip, but he slipped on the rope, landed directly on top of his head. He was paralyzed. Basically, from they said
that was at a show.
Yeah, that
live
was
show.
Yeah, that was at a live show. At first, he was paralyzed from the neck down, and miraculously, last year, he was able to appear live at. FMW's no longer in business, but he was able to appear at a live wrestling show where he had the mask on and he stood up from the wheelchair. With some assistance, but he did, and he walked with a cane and a little bit of assistance, but he walked from the wheelchair up the stairs and got in the ring and then cut a promo.
Really?
And I mean, it was incredible, man. It was just, people were crying, and you could see like most of the guys in the ring were wearing masks. You could see them even through the masks; they were getting emotional. It was a really sad story because for his time, he was one of the biggest innovators of high-flying moves. The move that is now known as the Phoenix Splash. Seth Rollins has done it a couple of times in WWE. Hayabusa, I don't know, I'm not 100% sure if he actually invented the move, although he is credited with inventing it, but he certainly popularized it. So Hayabusa is gone, rest in peace there. And then another one, sad, but not like terrible sad. James Rankar Blears later legally changed his name to Lord James Blears. He was a huge person in Japan, and he was also part of the AWA, big in Hawaii. He passed away at the age of either 92 or 93, depending on the report you believe.
Huge life, though.
He was a snooty British pro wrestler, and then later a commentator announcer. He was a troubleshooting referee. He was the figurehead president of the PWF, the Pacific Wrestling Federation, which was one of the championships that became the Triple Crown Championship in Japan. Well, he passed away, but there actually is a cool story about him, which is, he used to tell it all the time. He was captured in World War II when he was serving in the Navy by the Japanese.
Really?
Yep. He was working as a British radio officer on the SS Tizsalak, which was torpedoed and sunk. All the survivors were pulled aboard by Japanese I-8 submarines. The captors began beheading passengers one by one.
Oh my God.
2 Japanese officers were waiting for us, one with a sword and the other with a sledgehammer. God. When these guys came at us, I kicked with my foot and pulled my hand out of the rope right away and stopped the guy, dived off the submarine, and dragged Peter Bronger with me. Blears survived for 3 days in the wreckage of the SS before being saved and fed canned peaches. He said that every year after that, he commemorated the day by eating a can of peaches.
Wow.
He had been living in a nursing home in Hawaii where his children have actually become world-class surfers. How awesome is that?
Nice.
So, Lord Blears, dead at the age of 92 or 93, but he lived a fucking awesome life.
Yeah, no kidding. True hero, too.
Little more, absolutely.
Yeah.
Little more fun than the Hayabusa news, unfortunately.
Yep. I didn't even know, but apparently they did not advertise this at all, but there's a fucking pay-per-view this Saturday, Roadblock. This came out of nowhere. I didn't know it was happening.
I just heard something.
They just now started talking about Roadblock. This is on Saturday, I think this pay-per-view is.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what?
I don't even know what the matches are.
I think it's a WWE Network exclusive. I don't think it's an actual pay-per-view.
Oh, okay.
I mean, because if you subscribe to the WWE Network, you get it anyway.
Right.
So I think what it is, it's going to be
an
kind
exclusive thing.
I think it's going to be kind of like a souped-up house show with cameras. That I don't know. I haven't heard a whole lot about this.
Me neither. I just found out about it, I think, this weekend. So
I didn't see anything on my DirecTV upcoming events or anything for WWE. The next one they have on there is WrestleMania.
Yeah, so I'm assuming this Roadblock's gonna be the last thing before WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know what the matches are gonna be or anything. I just heard about it. So,
what do you think the chances are that Dean Ambrose beats Triple H for the WWE World Heavyweight title before WrestleMania? They're trying to sneak something in, man. I don't know if they're gonna do it, but
I would love for it to happen because Dean needs a fucking push, but I just don't see him taking it because I think that the main event's gonna be Triple H and Roman Reigns.
Well, he's getting a push. They've already put the rocket on his ass, but
yeah,
but
like he needs it. Like
I think that
he's stone cold waiting to happen.
Yep, he is.
Yeah,
I
he could be that
wholeheartedly agree. I've said that
people's badass champ. That Stone Cold was. So
they got to tone down the comedy.
Yeah.
And he's got to tone down that cheesy overacting. Holy shit. He's got to get more that tougher edge to him.
And he needs to cut some mean, aggressive promos, So, yeah, we'll see. But I still think it's going to be Triple H, Roman Reigns at the main event.
That's the one thing I hate about the guys in WWE today. And it's not just Dean. It's Roman, Triple H, like even the underneath guys, and even like the New Day. Like the New Day are the only ones that don't, which is why they're great. Nobody sells a verbal beatdown anymore, and what I mean by that is that like they all laugh it off or just be like, whatever. Like they don't care that they just got, that they just got pwned. That's the whole fucking point of why they do this. That's why the guys like Vince and even Stephanie, Paul Heyman. That's why they work. That's why Seth Rollins got pushed over Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns, because Seth Rollins is a million times higher up and a better worker than either one of those two are. And Dean's a pretty damn good worker. Roman's okay. He's definitely got the WWE style down to a T. Yeah. I'll say that.
Yeah.
And he's had at least one great match in his life. Thank you, Daniel Bryan.
Right.
Rocking the Daniel Bryan tonight, as a matter of fact. Yes.
Oh, speaking of Daniel Bryan, we were out at a bar last night for my birthday party, and it was at a club, and there was a guy dancing, and he was up on the platform, and he started doing a fucking yes chant.
Did he?
Yes. And some people were doing it, but fucking Andy and I looked over, we all were just like, yes! 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 But yeah, he had a good amount of people doing the yes chant, so...
I already miss Daniel Bryan.
I know,
he hasn't really been around for over a year, but god damn it.
And it sucks because, I just got into wrestling, early last year. And, right when I got in, he was, trying to come back. And so I didn't...
We should clarify, I got back into wrestling, because you used to watch it
a long time ago.
I was
a huge wrestling fan. But, it pulled me back in, around, I think, Rumble of last year. And, Daniel tried making his comeback, got hurt again. And, but I didn't get to experience the whole yes movement and everything, which sucks. That's why it's sad he's gone.
Yeah.
So...
he's not dead, but he's never going to wrestle again.
Exactly. Hopefully...
I hope not. This... As much as I would love to see Daniel Bryan wrestle again, the last thing I ever want to see is Daniel Bryan wrestling a match in TNA. If that is ever a thing, I will be heartbroken.
Yeah. Hopefully he comes back and does some spot commentary with with Lawler and JBL and stuff. That'd be cool. But
I know he's always indicated that he just kind of wants to go away. When he's done, but I don't think he was planning on being done this soon. So
right, he's only 34, I think.
34,
yeah. So man,
who knows? There was a couple of minor injuries over the weekend. Both Emma and Charlotte got hurt at live events on Friday night. Emma was wrestling Asuka in an NXT match, and Asuka fucking kicked her in the head and knocked her out for real.
Oh, man.
Asuka's a bad fucking woman, man. You don't piss her off, man. Obviously he fucked up, but, I love her matches, dude. She's great. And it's nice to see WWE finally, again, pushing a Japanese woman, and they don't have to speak English. Right. And they did that one time, well, 2 times ever. They did it with the Jumping Bottom Angels back in 87 for about
would you
3 or 4
count
months.
Yokozuna?
No. No. We're not
Yokozuna!
No, but Bull Nakano against Alundra Blaze. Those matches were like the best WWE women's matches that had ever been seen. And back then it was WWF.
Yeah.
And those were far and away better than anything that the people had seen. I mean, the Jumping Bomb Angels were great in the 80s, and they did all kinds of shit, but they were working in there with Leilani Kai, who seemed like she was 50, but she really wasn't, but she just, was not good. Leilani Kai and I forget who her partner was. They were awful. They were terrible. They were managed by Jimmy Hart. Perfect combination for him. Yes.
Screaming on his megaphone.
The Glamour Girls. That's what they call them.
Oh, okay.
But Bull Nakano was awesome. But Asuka knocks out Emma, and then Charlotte got a little banged up in her match with Becky Lynch at a WWE live event in Minnesota. Charlotte kind of went down hard after Becky hit her with something. She was bleeding everywhere. They stopped the match, ruled a no contest. And then Becky was apparently very concerned.
Really?
Charlotte was helped to the back. She was bleeding from her nose. But the report that came out online said that she's going to be okay and that she would be back in the ring for tonight's house show in Cedar Rapids. So, couldn't have been that bad. It's just a little blood, but you know how WWE freaks out for real blood.
Yeah, right. I thought the live show tonight was in Moline. Because I had a couple friends who went to the live show tonight.
This was probably then Saturday. This was Saturday's news. This was from yesterday.
Okay, so it was probably Moline tonight. So.
Yep, Moline tonight.
Yep, awesome. Yeah, some days like Sundays, I'll just turn on the network and just watch old pay-per-views. And I watched, I know you weren't a huge fan of it, but I rewatched WrestleMania 12.
12,
yeah. And rewatched one of my all-time favorite matches, the Iron Man match with Hart and Michaels.
It's a classic match.
It's so good. See, and that's one where true wrestling fans love that match because it's a straight up technical match. Because Hart's so technical.
Oh, yeah. And
then Michaels is the high flying guy. Two of those guys squaring off, it was classic.
I will say that when I
that Hollywood Backlot Brawl.
Oh, I know you love that one.
I fucking love that match.
You love that
it's so ridiculous that it's
really
awesome. So
Piper was great. Goldust was great. It was so campy. It was good.
Exactly.
And then you got the OJ footage.
Yeah.
God, they had taped that I think the day or two before, and then when obviously they went out in the live arena, when he tears off Goldust's bodysuit, lingerie.
Yeah.
He runs away. It's so embarrassing.
You know what? Who I really felt bad for in that pay-per-view is fucking Jake the Snake worked bad in that. That's when you can tell when he was in his bad drinking drugs phase around that time.
You know, the funny part is that when he came back,
people went nuts.
Well, people
when the same pay-per-view, Warrior came back against Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Yep.
And everybody went fucking nuts. He won that match in 5 minutes.
Jake, no, it was less than that.
I think it was.
Jake,
yeah.
Well, I'll bring that up. But Jake had come back at the Royal Rumble that year, and people went nuts. And then that's when he started wearing the shirt. This is around the time that he started doing the Jesus gimmick. And
Lawler was fucking with him.
And Lawler was fucking with him, but that is what led to the birth of Austin 316.
Yep.
That's how all that happened.
Yep.
But yeah, Jake was rough during that time.
Yeah.
And he absolutely was not sober the entire time.
No.
I remember a story in Mick Foley's book where he talks about rooming with Jake, and he's like, I don't want to say Jake is drunk, but he did have a strange mix of barley and hops. And he was cursing and didn't seem to know what he was doing, and then he pissed between their beds.
Oh my god.
And then he said something to him. He's like, how's that, speaking on the religious tour going? And Jake looks at him with that devil grin of his, and it's like, man, you wouldn't believe it, 250 plus gimmicks. I'm like, oh man.
A friend of mine, a horror film guy who he lives up in Canada, apparently he just recently met him, Jake, and I guess Jake's doing real good, and he's
really changed his life around.
He has, and I guess he's trying stand up now. stand-up comedy.
Yes, he is.
And he saw him. I guess he said he's not bad, I guess. So
I just don't know if he can talk because his voice has gotten real bad from all the drugs over the years and the
he
drinking.
had cancer.
And he had cancer. But
was it true that is Brett in remission? Was that true, or I know his surgery went well.
They said his surgery went well, and I don't think there's been an official update yet. So
really?
I'd rather refrain from speculating on that one. But hopefully, Hitman's doing good too. But Jake really turned his life around with the DDP yoga.
Yep.
Or I guess it's DDPY. He doesn't want to be called yoga anymore because it's not regular yoga. It's not at all. I actually have it. I've done it before.
Is it pretty good?
It's harder than it looks, but if you can stick with it, I mean, there's people that swear by its transformation, and I mean, you have to include a lot into it if you're going to make a major life change. But if you're only making a minor change, it's still going to help your flexibility and all that a lot. I should probably start doing it more on a regular basis.
I'd like to come over sometime and check it out and see what it's like, and maybe we can both try doing it.
It's hard. I can do like the touchdown pose, do a couple other ones, but it's cool because he names the poses after wrestling and wrestlers. Like there's the diamond cutter pose, there's like the road warrior pose.
Oh my, that's awesome! Now I want to do it because then you're getting exercise.
And he tells you to Hulk it out. He does. He totally does a little pump down and Hulk it out.
That's awesome.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah,
good for Jake.
Exactly.
But that backlot brawl, holy shit!
It's so fucking Goldust flies up in a gold Cadillac.
He hits him with the car.
Did, yeah. That's what I was telling you. My dad ordered that pay-per-view for me, and I was 9 years old, and that's when I thought it was real. That's what I was like. I was like, man, he hit him with a car, and he's throwing catering all over him and stuff, and hitting the car and breaking the windows out and everything. I was like, damn, this is awesome. I was like, this is a real street fight. I think that was one of the first real street brawls in wrestling was that match.
At least on WWF, for sure.
Yeah.
Because they were always a lot more kid friendly than some of the other groups, especially the NWA.
Yeah.
But I remember the Warrior returning. I was super excited.
Yeah.
I was always a big Warrior fan. And then he comes out and he's got a fucking dyed blonde hair.
Yeah.
And he's running to the ring. And we're like, all right, the Warrior's back. And he fucking no-sells Triple H's pedigree.
Yeah. He gets up. He's like...
He stands up immediately. He didn't really sell it at all. He just popped right back up. Triple H will never let that happen again. I assure you.
No, he will not get jobbed out like that again.
Oh man, yeah. Warrior squashed him in I think it was a minute and a half.
Yeah.
And not only did he squash him, he puts him in the gorilla press, drops him, runs off the ropes, does the splash, and then he puts his knees on him and just holds his arms up like he's nothing.
He's just
He treated Triple H like a total job guy. That's that shit. Whenever Triple H does something to piss me off, I love watching that footage because it's I remember a time when you were a bitch too.
Exactly. Yep. I still think the Iron Man match has the most dramatic pin ever of Michaels with the cover. 1, 2, yes!
McMahon just openly rooting for Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, I was like, you could be rooting
Michaels with the cover!
Yeah, because that was the whole, no one had a fall, and then the match had to continue, and then Shawn hit him with Sweet Chin Music and pinned him. But
I remember Brett was pissed at him for years. They've talked about it on some of the documentaries and DVDs that have come out, that he got really pissed when he heard Shawn
because didn't he say, get the hell out of my ring or something like that? He
yelled at Earl Hebner, tell him to get the fuck out of my ring. This is my moment.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, man. Michaels was kind of a dick.
He was, yeah. He was just he was a dick, but he was great for business.
You want there's a great drinking game that I invented. It's called All you have to do is take any Shawn Michaels interview, especially on the one where it's Shawn versus Brett and they're sitting together.
Oh yeah,
and
I watched one of those once. It's really uncomfortable.
JR's grilling Shawn Michaels. He's tearing into him, and you can see Brett sitting there trying not to smirk, and Shawn's like, it was you know, I was, I don't remember, whatever he says is probably true, you know, and you know, it was a dark time in my life, you know, and, you know, it just goes on and on and on. You could fucking get hammered in like 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Shawn Michaels is like, he's like a, I don't know what, like a super powered beer that like hits you immediately. You take a sip and it's like, whoa, that's all it's gonna take. That was a great match though, especially for its time. Mm-hmm. I remember back when I was during those days, I used to trade tapes with people throughout most of the United States and Canada.
Yeah,
I did a couple of deals outside the States, but you know, nothing for profit or anything. Just trying to collect more tapes because back then there was no WWE Network. I mean, you had to get what you could get. And in certain areas, there was only one way to get certain things, which was trading tapes.
Yep.
And I had put together a compilation tape that I wanted to trade out, you know, for other people's that maybe didn't want a whole show, but they wanted a match or whatever. I mean, now you can go to YouTube and it's no thing. It's boom, 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 boom.
Yep.
But or WWE Network or New Japan Network or whatever. But back then, you couldn't. And I remember that match and the WrestleMania 3 Ricky the Dragon Steamboat Macho Man Randy Savage, which is my all-time favorite match.
Okay.
I had those two on the first tape.
Really?
And it was they were actually sandwiching this match. I think it was in FMW between two Japanese ladies that were in a no-roped barbed wire replacing the ropes on two ends, and then two ends didn't have any ropes or any barbed wire because if you fell out of the ring, you landed on boards with barbed wire strung up and wrapped around it in big, you know, like you'd see at a prison or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God, it was fucked up.
Man.
One was Megumo Kuti, or Kudo Megumi, and Malaya Hosaka, I think. And holy shit, they were bleeding, using chains, and then they used the coolest fucking move I've ever seen in my life. Which they don't really use on WWE because it's dangerous as hell. It's called, it's been called the Vertebreaker and the Cop Killer.
Oh my God.
Shane Helms, the Hurricane. Remember the Hurricane at all?
I don't think so.
Little vague. Yeah, well, he used to use it in WCW, but as soon as he went to WWE, they were like, nope, never using that again. And then on the Independence and Ring of Honor, Homicide, that was one of his big moves.
Gotcha.
And it's basically where, you know, the person is bent over and then you hook their arms like you're almost like you're gonna sit on their neck like if they were gonna lift you up in the Road Warrior pose, but you hook their arms, then you flip over so that you're like bent over and they're on your back. You lift them up and then drive them backwards on their head.
Oh,
I mean,
That's dangerous.
There is no room for error in this. You'd be dead. That was all the wrestling news I had this week. Raw was
I miss Raw.
It was boring this week. Shane McMahon's back next week, so that's
cool.
Forward.
I think that'll lead us into that's not good news. Just a moment here. Let's see. That's not good.
That's not good.
All right. My that's not good news for the week was First Lady Nancy Reagan died. Did you hear about that?
Yes.
She passed away at the age of 94. Long life.
Did hear about that today.
She has joined Sir Ronald, not Sir, but Ronald.
Ronnie.
Right, yeah. Wherever you go when you go. So rest in peace, Nancy Reagan. She did pass away. She died of congestive heart failure at her home in Los Angeles.
Yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, I believe Ronald Reagan died in 2004 after
Alzheimer's.
10-year battle of Alzheimer's, which is a horrible fucking disease.
No kidding.
While Nancy Reagan was very controversial, both in the White House and away after the presidency, very big proponent of using stem cell research for
stem
cell research for the treatment of Alzheimer's. And I know stem cell therapy is a huge hot button topic in this country, but I am totally on the side of using it.
Oh, absolutely.
And I mean, if things like that could cure Alzheimer's and Parkinson's and potentially help out with other diseases.
Yeah.
Can you imagine one day there actually being a cure for ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease?
God, I know.
That is one of the most horrific. That and Alzheimer's are two of the most horrific diseases that I've ever seen. It's like worse than
cancer. Those are way worse. ALS is horrible.
And that's not to drop the significance of cancer or anything like that. But
No. I mean, those are just Alzheimer's.
To be an absolute prisoner inside yourself.
Exactly.
That's a horrifying feeling. You could make a fucking horror movie just about that.
Yep.
And what goes on in someone's mind. I mean, that's horrible. I feel real bad for all them football players and everything that have been getting them recently.
Yeah.
That's why they've learned concussions are a thing. Stop bashing each other's brains in.
Yep.
Hell, that's why WWE won't even allow chair shots to the head anymore.
Yeah.
They had one recently that I thought that there's probably a fine for. I didn't even see if there was any follow-up. It wasn't bad. Like, he didn't swing the chair and hit him in the head, but he threw the chair at him and it hit him in the head. And even that, they are very against any kind of concussive blows anymore. I mean, well, they did learn. They may have not have learned from Eddie Guerrero, but they goddamn sure learned from Chris Benoit.
Right. No kidding. Yep. And just the Attitude Era in general. I mean, with all the crazy shit they did, And remember, it's kind of, it's not really off topic, but I don't think it really technically caused a concussion. But remember when fucking Jeff Jarrett jumped off the top rope, hit Ahmed Johnson with the guitar, just busted right through his head. He just goes.
He just kind of fell down like a tree.
Then he gets disqualified. But man,
Jeff Jarrett.
God, he was.
Do you know he's still around?
Yeah.
Global Force Wrestling.
Oh man.
Whatever.
He's.
You want to talk about that's not good?
Yeah, right. Did you have an article? That's not good.
My stuff was probably geared a little more towards what the fuck. Although, I mean, we could sort of.
I have a what the fuck article, so we can move on to that. You can take what the fuck news.
Well, there was some images posted online of a recent Donald Trump rally where he is compared to, and it's shockingly kind of eerie,
Hitler.
Yeah, the Hitler thing.
I've been hearing a lot more about this.
Where he wanted everybody to raise their right hand, put it up in the air, and swear that they promise to vote for Donald Trump for president, and they're not going to go back on their word. And I mean, while you can debate whether or not he believes half the bullshit he's saying, he has said a lot of offensive, a lot of xenophobic, racist shit.
Yep.
And I mean, that's not too far off from where Mr. Adolf was, and
with the whole Sieg Heil thing.
Yeah, I mean that's
scary.
That's definitely not good, man.
At all. That's a mixture of that's not good and what the fuck.
Indeed, but just seeing the picture of all and
everybody just like that.
And, I
that's scary, man.
I hate to say it, but everyone in that audience was white.
Really,
and
of course,
white, and definitely an older audience. Most of them are not listening to our podcast anyway.
Sure,
but the ones who are, sorry, just that's not good.
yeah, he's not the answer to this country. So
I could be the answer. That's not actually my hair. They did confirm that there is a squirrel living in the back of my neck. Its tail is pushed over the back and I just push it front. He's such a character. It's like I can't even take him seriously.
He's almost like a wrestler. He cuts promos.
He was on WrestleMania.
He was.
He shaved Vince McMahon's head.
I saw so many gifs. This is even before he ran for president. It was we need somebody had a gif. It's we need Stone Cold again. It's back when he stunned him. Remember that? It was the worst stunner ever.
It was the second worst stunner ever.
Linda McMahon. Oh, that was awful. She didn't even fall with the stunner.
She did.
Stone Cold kicks her and he just goes and she just turns and falls.
So bad.
I was 11 when that happened, but it was awesome when it happened.
It was so campy.
Yeah.
It was oh my god.
He stunned everyone. The entire McMahon family got stunned.
The entire McMahon family's been stunned. Stone Cold.
Stone Cold.
Oh, I don't know if you heard, but JR is actually back on wrestling.
Isn't he doing New Japan?
He is.
Yeah.
He debuted this past week. I don't know if my DVR saved it or not, so I might have missed this past week, but I've got it ready for next week.
Awesome.
And I can't wait to hear me some JR Colin.
Oh, that's so
Japanese
cool.
fucking wrestling, the authentic shit.
Yeah.
Not Tajiri against fucking Funaki on Sunday Night Heat.
Right.
Although that would be a badass match, and it probably happened like who knows how many times.
Man, I forgot about Sunday Night Heat. Okay, my what the fuck news was, found this article here. Chinese woman spends 10 years living in an internet cafe after fighting with her parents.
I heard about that.
So, article says, turns out man can live on internet alone, or in this case, woman. Xiao Yun, a Chinese woman missing from the eastern Chinese city of Hengdian for 10 years, was discovered in Hangzhou, about 100 miles from where she grew up. Long since presumed dead, Xiao Yun was discovered Friday when police picked her up for using a fake ID in an internet cafe. Excuse me. According to the Star, the woman, a fan of the first-person shooter game Crossfire!
Crossfire!
Yeah. Said she'd been living in internet cafes and bathhouses for the past 10 years, surviving on handouts from other gamers and the odd part-time cashier job. When she wasn't working, eating, or sleeping, she played Crossfire. I never heard of that being a video game. I just think it's the board game Crossfire.
Right.
Like, Xiao Yun told police initially she'd been brought up by her grandparents before admitting that she'd fled home 10 years ago after an argument. Authorities fined her about $150 for the fake ID and contacted her parents, who were thrilled to discover her daughter was alive. I have a stubborn personality and a short temper, so I used to scold her. I think this is her mom, but it's been 10 years now. She's an adult. I will never scold her again, her mother told the Star. 2008, China became the first nation to classify internet addiction as a clinical disorder, claiming that at the time that nearly a fifth of the country's youth were addicted to the internet. So, yeah, that happened.
It's actually kind of impressive that she was able to live that long.
I know, and like nobody noticed.
Right.
So,
not just that.
but China's huge, though. I mean,
yeah, it's huge, but not just that nobody noticed, but she lived, and it's not like she was sleeping in a gutter. She was playing Crossfire.
Right.
She was hanging out in internet cafes and bathhouses.
Right.
Okay then.
Man.
Keeping on the in the Far East, I have a what the fuck news here.
Sure.
This sumo champion, I don't know if he's an actual Yokozuna, but his name is Yama. He's said to be Japan's heaviest person on record, is a sumo wrestler. Apparently he's doing this gimmick now where he's wrestling normal-sized people in sumo matches.
Really?
Here's a little video of it.
Oh my god. He's huge.
He is ginormous.
Oh,
and,
man.
One competitor kept his goal simple against another sumo champ. I'm just trying not to fart in the ring.
Wow.
What the fuck?
What the hell? What the fuck indeed?
There's a touted maid. They're gonna, for the second time in 4 years, they're gonna vote on whether or not to change the name of a street called Katie Crotch Road because the sign keeps getting stolen and it's costing the town hundreds of dollars each year.
Katie Crotch? How's it spelled?
KATIECROTC.
Katie Crotch
Katie
Road.
Crotch Road.
Wow. Man, somebody fucked up when they named that road.
It's the town of Ebden. Costs them hundreds of dollars each year to replace signs presumably stolen by people who find the oddly vulgar sounding moniker funny, which would be everyone ever.
Right.
Where do you live? I live on Katie Crotch Road.
Right. Wow. That's messed up. Do you have anything else for what the fuck?
Nothing that was too horrific. There was not really a whole lot. There was the kind of it's what the fuck because they thankfully didn't get bit, but there was this like swimming competition in New Zealand where dad and daughter were swimming in the water, and then a fucking shark like swam up like within feet of them and was swimming with them for a minute before going away, and they were like, oh, fuck this, we're out of here. So they got out of the water, thankfully.
Really?
But, man, how scary would that be? Like, you're getting ready for a swimming competition, and a fucking shark comes up. You know, as a little kid, I'm sure that's, like, you know, horrifying. I know when I was in Florida, and, you know, as a young kid, being in the water, I was scared of sharks. Like, fuck that.
Oh, shit.
I grew up with Jaws, man.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Like, that shit was real.
Man, that's frightening.
Oh, I did. It's not what the fuck, but you can't put it as a feel-good story of the week, but it is really, really great. There is this town in North Carolina that is getting bogus, like, parking tickets. And
oh, yeah, you're telling me about this.
There's a little code on it that you can scan, and when you scan it, you get fucking rickrolled.
So the cops are doing this?
No, it's not the cops.
It's just people are doing it.
It's they think it's like a group of teenagers or something. But yeah, they're totally rickrolling people with fake parking tickets. You scan the code with your phone, and then it takes you to the YouTube fucking video.
That's actually kind of brilliant.
I thought it was great.
That's pretty good.
It's not the feel-good story of the week, but it made me feel real great.
Let's see here. Horrifying image of the week. I didn't have something, but then I did remember something that I saw on the internet over, I think, on Friday. But somebody took Donald Trump. Somebody replaced Donald Trump's eyes with his mouth, and he looks exactly the same.
Do you have it up?
Yeah. Hold on. Oh, here.
Oh my god.
He does look literally exactly the same.
Oh my god.
Yep. He always has that same look on his face all the time. It's like he's... I think I tweeted out during the GOP debate that I said it looks like he's chronically smelling a fart. Like, all the time. He's just like... and I think I got a lot of, like, favors the tweet did. But, yeah, so that's the horrifying image of the week, is that he looks exactly the same when his lips are... his eyes are removed and his lips replace his eyes. That is really funny, though, because he literally does look exactly the same.
The joke sells itself. My god.
Man.
Whew.
Let's see. And that takes us to Just Internet Things, the feel-good story of the week. I have one. Do you have one?
You go ahead first with yours.
Okay. Apparently, a military vet was reunited with his military dog. So, one article says, one reunion down, hundreds more to go. On Saturday, Army veteran Julio Munoz finally found the dog he has been missing for 3 years, Ben the canine that fought alongside him in Afghanistan. Munoz, 32 of the Bronx, was supposed to have been given the chance to adopt the dog after deployment, but as the Post revealed, at least 2 Pentagon employees, along with contractor K2 Solutions, have been secretly dumping military dogs out to civilians instead of offering them to their handlers.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah. Kim Scarborough, 52, was one of those civilians. She found Munoz's name on Ben's deployment papers. He had told the Post after reaching out to the soldier, if the handler wants Ben, it belongs to him, period, the end. So the civilian that got him gave him back to him.
Good.
Though Munoz missed Ben fiercely, the ex-soldier said that if the dog was happy in his new home, he would have let him be. I wouldn't want him to ruin that for him. He's already been through so much. Scarborough and Munoz agreed to meet, and the anxiety was palpable. Munoz was afraid Ben wouldn't remember him. Scarborough feared Ben would abandon her. Bounding out of Scarborough's car towards Munoz, Ben was overwhelmed, running back and forth between the two. Soon he settled and took to Munoz's daughter Mia and 9-year-old son Ethan. So he knew when he got out of that car who he was.
Right. That's
man,
awesome.
that makes me tear up a little bit.
This one will
That's
probably
pretty awesome.
This one will probably make you tear up too. This is actually it starts off kind of it has a sad beginning of where it was, but the ending is great.
Okay.
Meet Baloo the bear, Leo the lion, and Shere Khan the tiger. They're an unlikely trio of male predators. They have been best friends ever since they were rescued as cubs from a drug dealer's house in Atlanta, Georgia in 2001. Now, this part I fucking love because
these were lions.
No. They call it the BLT, a lion, bear, or bear, lion, tiger. There's 3 of them. A bear, a lion, and a tiger.
Okay.
And they've been fucking best friends for like 15 years. Now, reading into this story a little bit, it isn't unusual for animals of different species to be friendly with other animals before they reach sexual maturity. But then once, all that kicks in, they usually drift apart and they have to go their separate ways.
Right.
Not these three motherfuckers. They are like totally fucking... the story calls them ride or die.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they are so cool. And it was...
Can you save a picture of that image?
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
So we can
upload
it to the podcast.
I'll show a picture of Ben and his owner, too, and then the Donald Trump.
Well, how the story started was really fucked up. Leo, the African lion, an African lion had been inside a small crate and suffered from an open infected wound on his nose. Baloo, the American black bear, was found wearing a harness that he had outgrown so much it was embedded into his flesh, which had grown over and around it.
Oh my god.
And Shere Khan, a Bengal tiger, was severely underweight. All three of the cubs were scared, malnourished, and infected with parasites when the Georgia Department of Natural Resources brought them to Noah's Ark Animal Sanctuary, a 250-acre nonprofit animal rescue in Locust Grove, Georgia. There's a picture of the lion in 2001. Poor little thing.
Man.
The cubs' living conditions have left them so damaged, the rescuers decided not to release them back in the wild and keep them at the sanctuary instead. And their friendship was so strong, they kept them all in the same habitat, and they've been inseparable ever since. So even though they live in a 3-acre enclosure, all three of them are usually within at least 100 feet of each other. And I mean, you show them like snuggling up and shit. Like, there's like almost all of them, almost 1 year old. They're all hanging on the porch together. 15 years later, they're still doing it. And they're all big as fuck and everything now.
That's awesome. That's like the extreme version of Homeward Bound.
Right. Right.
That's so cool.
It is really pretty fucking awesome.
And I hope they locked up their piece of shit people that had these.
I hope so.
There's nothing... I mean, there's a lot of things just equally as bad, but animal abuse is up there.
It's
for
the
me,
worst.
Man.
I mean...
There's nothing more horrible and pathetic than abusing an animal that can't defend itself.
Abusing anything that can't defend itself.
Yep.
It's horrible. These three, to this day, they live
Still
together,
inseparable.
They sleep together, they eat together as a family. They're often photographed cuddling together because the tiger's so affectionate. Although Bengal tigers, which are actually considered an endangered species, typically live alone in the wild. Shere Khan often, rubs up and grooms Baloo and Leo, and they never mind. I mean, that's fucking awesome, man.
That is, man.
I mean, at 15 years old, I mean, you could see that as like little cubs, like, oh, that's so cute. But these are full-grown bear, lion, and tiger. And they're all males.
Right.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane.
They should be
all
attacking
males.
each other.
Right, and they're like...
No, we're just going to hang out and do our thing. That's awesome.
It looks like he's got a fucking exercise ball in the front yard.
He probably does. They play with that stuff, but that's awesome.
Yeah, that was my feel good story of the week. That's cool. I wouldn't want to piss off any one of them.
Yeah, no shit, because if you fuck with one of them, the other two are gonna kill you.
Oh, yes.
So
I mean, can you imagine a little tiger comes along and they're like, oh yeah, or no, like even the lion, like, what's up, lion? You think you're bad? He's like, come here, homies. And then all of a sudden you got a big ass tiger and then a big ass bear.
They got someone you want to meet.
It's like the Freebirds getting to the Hall of Fame. Michael Hayes talk a bunch of shit. Here comes Buddy Jack Roberts and Terry Gordy. What are they saying, Michael?
I guess that'll we'll go from an awesome, uplifting story to just pure bullshit. And why should I date you?
Oh God!
So sorry to ruin this happy moment, but we will start off. If anybody first time listeners to the podcast, I'm a single guy. I have an online dating profile I don't really use. I just scope out the worst of the worst with these dating profiles. And with these profiles, I read them verbatim. So if there's caps, I shout. I read them, like, if there's run-on sentences, I just read. So, yeah, so we'll get started. I didn't really see a lot of ones that stuck out, but I'll see what I can find. First one here is M. Graham, 2491. Excuse me. Headline is just seen what this is all about? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. About her. My kids mean more to me than you.
I hope so.
That's her about me. There's not even a first date. That's it. That's a wet.
Wait a minute. So you're on a dating site, but you don't have a first date.
Right. And you have nothing about you. You just say, my kids mean more to me than you.
Like that,
so why are you here?
Right. That's like that Chris Rock segment again.
Yeah.
We're like, people want credit for shit they're supposed to do. Well, I take care of my kids. What, you want, a cookie?
Right.
Like, good for you. Of course it should be expected that you're taking care of your children. I don't care who you are. Oh, my kids mean more to me than everything. Well, no shit, Sherlock. I'd be more concerned if you were like, yeah, I got 3 kids, but fuck those little bastards. I'm on here to date.
There you go. We got some improv intro music. Let that play and I'll do a little browsing here.
Don't go away, folks. Coming up, the second half of Why Should I Date You? It's getting worse and worse every week, isn't it?
It is. All right. I think I got some more. All right. Next profile. Username is I can't say it's her actual name. I think.
Okay. So actual name.
Actual name. Yep. Headline: Just curious. About her. First off, I'm a single parent of 5.
God damn.
Yes, that says it in the profile. Yes. ... 5. My oldest is 14, and my youngest is 2.5. There's never a dull moment in my household. They're my life, and I wouldn't change it for the world. It's hard and quite lonely being a single parent, and that's why I've come to this site. Good luck.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, but good luck. I mean, finding someone who's going to even consider taking on that kind of baggage. That's bad. And she's 33.
I mean, hey, there's someone out there for everyone. But
yeah, I mean, if you love lots of kids, then maybe she's your type of girl. Moving on.
Was there even a date on that one?
No, there wasn't.
So we're getting a whole lot of moms that don't go on dates.
Yep.
There's going to be some great relationships formed.
There's some rough ones. Like, there's nothing to them. Next one, username is Dimey P.
Dimey P.
Dimeep.
Dimeep.
Okay. Headline is Married to Money. Married is misspelled.
Oh,
Married to Money.
I'm married to money.
Oh, if you're okay, you should know how to. Wow, she's married to her profession. She's a bank consultant. Oh God. About her, I'm a hustler and about my business. That's, you know what? You're not a bank consultant. I don't believe that for a fucking minute.
She's consulting the Feddies, bro.
Could be
when they're paying her.
Right. Next profile.
There was no first date on that one either.
Nope.
God,
man, we're
they're just. I mean, what's going on this week? It's like they're all skipping the first date and going straight to the wedding night.
Yeah, exactly. Next one is what? Sishahalubs?
Sishahalub. Sishalub. Sishalub 5. Or no, Sishalubs.
Wow.
A fucking dumbass name for a profile. That's what it is.
Headline is, have you seen my baseball? Are you fucking kidding me? From fucking... What's that from? Something about Mary. Is that? He's like, do you my baseball? Is that from? God. Yeah, I think that's what
I haven't seen that movie in forever.
Yeah. About her, ... If you don't intend on carrying on a conversation, don't bother messaging me. Also, don't message me. She doesn't know punctuation. Also, don't message me if you are just trying to hook up or explicit me.
Is that what it says?
It just says ... star.
star.
Yeah, I will not respond to crude messages. Please don't waste your time. Also, I am always around children because me and my sister have a house together and she has 4 kids. God. So if you don't like kids, don't bother. Family is a huge part of my life. I'm very honest and a kind person. I do know what else to say here. I guess if you have questions, go ahead and shoot me a message. Don't be shy. I don't... There's a space in don't, so it's don't.
Don't. So she do tea and don't.
Yeah. I don't have a type. If we vibe, we vibe. Facebook, her name, so you can add her on Facebook. First date? No clue, LOL. That's so appropriate right now. Oh, jeez. Jeez.
Jeez.
Last one I got pulled up here is headline or username is Angel12345. Last name, I think this is her last name. Headline: single. I'm not looking for a hookup. Don't ask. About her, I'm 22, single mother. I'm looking for a long-term relationships. Didn't do games. I didn't take BS. It's all about me and my son. If you got a problem with that, keep moving. MOVEN. Add me on Skype and her username. A first date. Wow. First date. A movie in dinner.
What is a dinner?
I don't know. Oh God. It gets more horrifying.
Is it? Well, no. Let me ask a serious question. Is this like? Does it look like that English is not this person's first language?
I guess.
Or. Oh my God.
Oh, that's so it for this segment. Oh my gosh. That's Why Should I Date You? Definitely encourage you to not date these fine women. Oh, it's a wasteland out there.
Good luck.
Yes. I get. Yeah, that's the last segment. So, yeah. Any closing thoughts?
Man, that was rough. That was rough.
It was.
I'm just in awe. Nobody wants to go on a date. They all have kids.
I just...
That doesn't really seem conducive to what they want.
Yeah.
Oh, man. No, I mean... I'm looking forward to next week. I'm going to be out of town for a couple days. My younger cousin is getting married.
Cool.
Very, very excited to see her. I haven't seen her since, God, it's been years now, but, you know, we grew up together, so congratulations to my cousin Amanda.
Congratulations.
Fiance. Looking forward to seeing them and big family get together this weekend coming up. And then we'll be back next Sunday night.
Yeah, because I got improv practice tomorrow, filming that, and I don't think we might do something movie related, Ninja Apocalypse. I'll try and squeeze some shit in there in between movies, bad movies.
There might even be a surprise little insert of yours truly popping up in Ninja Apocalypse.
Yes. We finally got a part for DJ for the movie. We're very excited to do so. I think we're gonna shoot that pretty soon. So
can't wait.
Yes. Then Friday is. I don't think we got much going on Friday, and then Saturday is the improv show, live show, film that, and then Sunday's the podcast again. So
yep. And Andy might be able to join us on that one. So
okay.
So it'll be at least you and me. Andy might be back, and we're gonna work on getting Travis back on the podcast real soon.
Yeah, he needed a little bit of a break, so he's been talking about just being a guest, because he's got a busy life. So, but yeah, we always need Travis back.
We always got to cheer for Travis. Don't you worry. I
mean, definitely.
But no. So hopefully we'll be back next week with at least 2 or 3 of us, maybe all 4 if we have a kind of a late March miracle, maybe a little March Madness. We'll see.
Right.
But until then, guys, have a wonderful evening, a great week. Thank you for listening. Thank you for following us on Facebook and YouTube. Please promote us. Tell your friends. Call your friends. Call your brothers. Call your sons. Call your daughters. Not only is Mark Burley pitching a perfect game, but this is Geeks and a Phone signing off for the week. Take care, guys.
Good night.